I have a whole bunch of people on the internet give me hate. Show me a lot of hate.
Hey everyone, Asher here from Watchmojo. Today we are counting down to the top 10 times Chan was right. Best known for their series Sonichu, what followed was his inside look of this odd, depraved person, and has been that way for a decade now, ending with a court case that involved incest. With their current situation still updated. Long story short, Chan thinks they're God. Chris's life has been nothing but failure after failure. But Chris must have done some decent things, right? For this list, we are going to look at some of the positive things Chan has done in their life on the internet. Think we missed a good deed from the history of Chan? Well, by all means post it, because this is a really hard list to do.
Hey, folks! It's me, Mike Cash!
Number 10. Guessing Kacey's favorite color. During the Liquid arc, one of Chan's love interests at the time, Kacey, went out with him a few times, and later invited Chris to talk to her father, Matthew. And it went horribly. Like, really, really horribly. But there was one thing Chan got correct, and it was Kacey's favorite color.
He knows her favorite color and her favorite flower, and I'm sure you don't.
Her favorite color is turquoise.
Turquoise? That's wrong.
It's a blue-green shade.
Uh-huh.
But she did tell me her favorite color, and it was a shade, it was a blue-green shade. So turquoise is close.
Can you remember anything?
Now, at first, it seemed like Chris was making a guess. But it actually did come from a date, so Chris was actually correct in theorizing that answer. But everything else during the conversation is wrong. Look, I'm scraping at the bottom of the barrel here. So, come on.
Yeah, she was crying right there. You just fucking blew it. Big time. I just heard the door slam. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she goes and calls Chris. What do you have to say for yourself?
Number 9. Supporting Bronies and Transisters. Well, that's a name that has a lot of different connotations for women who like Transformers. I mean, there's nothing wrong with whatever, I don't care. In one of their earliest videos, Chris spread support and even recommended others to play with toys marketed to the opposite gender.
Now, among the better things you should definitely try before despising is some of the hobbies of those of your own opposite gender. Like, for example, if you're a young gentleman, I recommend buying yourself a My Little Pony figure. Now, for the ladies, I recommend a good old Autobot from Transformers.
After all, there's plenty of men who love My Little Pony, Bronies, just as there's plenty of women who like Transformers, Transisters. Also, while Chris talks about somewhat reasonable things, like how doing drugs and cigarettes are bad for you, I doubt that many of the fans would appreciate that endorsement after Chris goes on a homophobic rant shortly after.
Don't be afraid to approach those of your opposite gender. And most importantly, please stay straight.
And history was made. And this whole thing was to stroke their ego over some TV appearances. And the motive of the My Little Pony thing is just for him to get laid. But hey, at least that one agreeable point was good for a solid 40 seconds. So there's that. Number 8. Selling merchandise for Cutco. Probably not. Number 8. Reading the Bible. Well, technically Chris only read the Bible because they were in jail. And really only did it because there was nothing else to do. I mean, sure, considering the circumstances, that might not mean much. But that doesn't mean that reading the Bible in of itself is a bad action, right? Sure, they developed more of a God complex afterwards. But I mean, Chris could have done better, I guess. I have no background with this. Number 7. Selling the makeshift Amiibos. Now, this is something many people might disagree on. At some point during making the new comics, Chan has made a small business selling Amiibos, based on many of their characters. Now, sure, there's plenty wrong with this. Like, I think it technically breaks some form of copyright law, and they're still overpriced. And some of them came broken. And most of the people who bought them were part of this really strange, ironic troll white knight cult or something. But after hearing the father call again where he refuses to get a job, it is a bit of a step up for Chris to at least make a business using some form of labor. Although it's done a lot more irresponsibly compared to most artists, it's still, like Chris Chan, just take the good as they come. Number 5. Yeah? Reevaluating their homophobic views. Chris Chan was well known in the early days of being a homophobic train wreck. A very open prejudice in the videos.
And while I respect men in general, I hate the homos.
However, during their gender transition, they have reevaluated with some attempt to change. But it was a rocky start, as Chris was identified as the LGBT, so hating gay people. Chris came out as bi, but that's somewhat unclear due to some shady troll manipulation. Despite that ugliness, some progress is better than nothing, right? I guess. Number 4. Taking the Oni Plays joke to stride. Oni Plays is a popular Let's Play series, and they make fun of all sorts of people, including Guptil89, Lucara, Nostalgia Critic, and many others. But there was one episode where they made fun of Chris Chan.
You cannot pepper spray the sushi. It's not real pepper. Call pepper spray if it's not pepper.
And Chris Chan responded well and accepted it as just a joke.
Oh man, he made me laugh. They made me laugh. Why would I call it pepper spray if it's not pepper? There you go. You got one on me.
And Chris is super chill about it. Why is this important? Well, remember some of the people I listed? Lucara? Well, he was also someone who has dirty laundry on the internet.
Don't you talk about me, you son of a bitch!
Who said that? What is that?
It's
what
me,
is that?
the Lightbringer!
Look, there he is! There he is! Get him out of here! Get him the hell out of here!
And he reacted super negative and got offended when they joked about him.
No, because I have zero desire to ever think about or talk about Oni Plays. They are a YouTuber who is the one who constantly mocks me, makes fun of me, and apparently they do an impression of me that is that everyone loves. Everyone has to point out, wow, his impression of you is so accurate, and he's the one who popularized people calling me the Lightbringer, based off of my crappy old webcomic. So screw him.
Which in turn not only makes Lucara look bad, but Chris Chan slightly better. Doesn't help that annoying male feminists are very unpopular. And Chris had a lot more hate than Lucara could even imagine. Let's just say it was a very unfortunate situation. Number 3. Sending that Let's Play video to Nintendo Power. Way before Chris was doing stuff on the internet, Chris Chan did get some press by sending an Animal Crossing video to Nintendo Power. Of course, Chris still advertised themselves in their comic, which the Nintendo Power journalists just confused for being Chris's username or whatever. And again, it is the same old Chris.
Tell me why I'm stuck as a virgin with rage. Tell me why I still need a cute girl my age. Tell me why I ain't never wanna hear you say I am a boy.
Yeah, so why was this a good idea? Well, partially due to the nature of the video, with some people believing Chris Chan to be one of the first Let's Plays on the internet. The content is still Chris Channy, but the label itself is fine, I suppose. Number 2. Losing their virginity. For years, Chris was always known as a virgin with rage. Some might actually call him the first incel of the internet. Now, some trolls try their best to help and give them prostitutes. Chris rejected them all because of their religion.
So you were the one that sent them over, huh? Well, for your information, my family was very uncomfortable with them being sent over, and they reported them to the police, and they got turned in, and yeah, we did not appreciate that.
Chris, you claim to be a virgin with rage all the time. I'm trying to help you, man.
Yeah, well, sending over prostitutes is not exactly a way of helping somebody find true love.
But then, years later, they said, fuck it, and eventually lost their virginity once and for all. Chris Chan actually did get laid. A rare W. That at least gives Chris a step up compared to his other cringy peers. Incels, what are you doing? Chris losing their virginity was the best thing to ever happen to them in a long time. Now all that's thrown out the window considering, well... Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to see some of our other videos. You also have the option of being notified of what the fuck am I doing. Number 1. Quitting the internet in 2009.
Attention, read my lips. Online socialization
is a bust. Socialize in real life is the tops.
After 3 years of torment from the trolls, Chris decided to quit the internet and focus on real life. And other than a few small updates, it was the last time many people saw the old Chris channel, because when they returned, it was as a tomgirl. Honestly, they would have suffered a lot less heartache and given a lot more room to improve themselves, with a chance of being forgotten like many of his other peers, like Sonic Passion, Back 3, Bloodshot, if they just stayed off and retired Sonic 2 for good. It's been an eventful 3 years during that time, so why add more? And just live a quiet, happy life with no interference from the trolls. Sure, it wouldn't last long, but leaving in the first place is still the right move from the start. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want, you can see some of the other content. I did do a large video on the history of Chris Chan, and a review of the Sonic 2 comics, so I might as well do a video like this now than later. Hope to see you soon.